Hey, welcome and good morning, everyone, to another day of Talent Talk. We're excited to bring you kind of news of what's going on here in the real estate market, stuff that you can use, just some good information. And I'm excited because we got a great guest coming up today who is really big in the industry and has done a lot, has a lot of accolades. But before we bring him on, I want to introduce my cohorts here on with us. Today we got with us Jurgen Robinson.
Hi, Steve.
Hey, good morning, Jurgen. We have Davina Clardy.
Woo!
And we have Ashley Diaz.
Good morning.
Good morning. We also got Donna in the background running the show for us. So good morning, everybody. How are we doing today?
Woo! We are awesome. Welcome
Muy
back,
bueno.
Jurgen.
Yes.
Jurgen, you got kissed by you and Donna, or a shade or two or three darker than the last time we saw you.
Yeah, I don't know if you can tell by the lights, but when you see me in person, I am dark now, and Donna is as well. You can't see her, but she'll shake her head and say, "Yes, I am as well."
Just got back from vacation. Vacation looked nice.
Oh, Ben was phenomenal. Just such a good time to be out there. Did a ton with the kids. We you know what we did for the first time? We did axe throwing. That was fun. Yeah, like little lumberjack. Now, not like the Paul Bunyan, Babe in the Big Blue Ox type of axe, but like hatchets and bigger ones. So Donna was good at throwing over her head, like a two-handed, but I was killing it with the single hatchet. Just bam, bam, bam. Pretty much a natural. I grew up in Shelton, though. I mean, it's something in the blood. Something in the water.
that Paul Bunyan blood there. And
Maybe you can work on doing some tricks. Have Donna stand, and then you can just have her put her fingers up and just get the axe right in between the two fingers, right?
Yeah, it's relatively not going to happen. I do not think she is going to. I mean, unless she wants that for her next haircut.
be like on the Realtors Got Talent, like
oh my gosh.
Throwing.
Hey, Tristan. All right.
Yes,
Mom.
Oh, no, she can't. She's in the background. Yes, this guy actually went go-karting for the first time, and he didn't know how to turn the wheel, so he went straight into the wall.
The brothers caused an accident.
Yep.
I got the first one.
Adventures with the Jurgen family.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, he went running right into the wall. He didn't turn it hard enough, and the helmets are so big on his little body that when his head like hit there, I thought I saw his head actually fall off. It went like.
I'm glad he still has his head.
We're all checking to make sure.
Well, that's why you don't see a body, just the head.
Oh. My gosh. Your dad, Tristan. It's all good. God bless you.
All
boy.
right.
Oh man. Well, we're going to talk about realtors today, right?
Yeah.
And again, we are going to have our guest that is joining us, and who is so amazing. But before we actually bring him in, we do have trivia. And you noticed the pronunciation of the word realtor, right? How do we pronounce that? I think it's very widely mispronounced, isn't it?
Is it not realtor?
Oh, it was.
Realtor?
Realtor.
Realtor?
Realtor.
Not realtor?
It is an honor to wear the Realtor logo and to be able to use the Realtor logo. And we're going to talk about what that means. But, you guys, there are so many of us out there, and we don't even know how to pronounce the designation that we have that is so valuable. It is Realtor. So
wait, I don't know why you said we.
We as a
Collective
whole
body.
of a collective, but none of us in here, none of us right here. But when I say we as a collective body, as being part of the association. So
yeah.
Anyway, we have a trivia question, don't we?
Yeah, well, now I'm nervous. I'm going to mispronounce it now because we're just getting lectured. I'm scared. Okay, so according to the National Association of Realtors 2020 member profile, how many realtor members are there as of June 2020? So this is everywhere. And I actually learned something. I mean, we're not just in this country, right? I guess we could talk more about that, but so this is all realtors. All of us? Yes? I'm not getting any nods.
All
Okay.
of us.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So is it A, 1.23 or 1.23 million, B, 1.36 million, C, 1. I'm having serious difficulties apparently reading numbers today. Oh, 1.40 million or 1.52 million. So Jurgen will have the answer. None of us know the answer, but Jurgen will have it for us as we wrap up.
They're all so close. Jurgen, I think you did a deed in a.
Well, there's a significance to all the numbers, except for 1 or 2.
All right.
Or 5. I don't know.
Yeah, you're trying to trick us. But I bet you our guest knows the answer to that question. Don't give it up though. But we're gonna go ahead and invite our guest in, and he is an amazing man that has been plugged into the real estate industry for 20 years. And as Steve mentioned earlier, he has a ton of accolades. Just a couple to mention. He is the former president of the Washington Association of Realtors. He also was the National Association of Realtors vice president. He was also the instructor of the year for the Washington Association of Realtors and the Thurston County Realtor president, all past offices that he has held. Wow, wow, wow. And the list goes on and on and on. And he was just talking about some of the designations that he's just earned in the last 5 months. This man is a powerhouse. He is an active real estate agent. He is a former Californian. Woo, woo, bringing on Mr. Mark Kedabayashi.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you guys?
Good morning, Mark.
Good morning. You saw Steve and I were putting up the hands. Woo, woo.
Yeah. I could say I'm a former Southern California, but I don't know I could ever live down there after living here in the Pacific Northwest.
Right.
I'm
Good
with
place
you.
to visit.
Hunted. I'm with you. I'm just kidding. I'm with you on that. Well, we are really, really glad to have you, Mark, join us. And we were talking about Realtor, the name, and we actually talked about before we came on how that name is mispronounced by many of the realtors and the agents and the consumers. But even aside from that, it's almost like a name that is assigned to every real estate agent is Realtor, and there's a difference. Isn't there? Can you explain what is the difference between a real estate agent?
So, in an opinion, especially among the public, or even with some real estate licensee, I'll use the word licensee for a person who has a license. Licensee, the realtors use like Kleenex, how we use Kleenex. Kleenex is a brand name. It's a facial tissue paper. I don't know what the official name is, but we use it like a Kleenex. Realtors been used like a Kleenex. And we're not. We're a brand. The realtors are a brand, and only licensee who can use the realtor brand is a person who are a member of the National Association of Realtors. That's including from local, state, and national. So 3-tier association that we're a member of.
Right. So So basically saying that with this question that when consumers are saying, "Oh, I went out with my realtor," okay, they may not have been out with their realtor or their realtor.
That is correct. Yeah.
Because they may not be out.
Yeah. Hopefully they're at least licensed. So that's the bottom line. But I think the state of Washington, we're roughly about a little bit over 50%. I think we're right around, don't quote me, but I think right around 55, 56% is a realtor member. So about half of licensing, at least for the state of Washington, are the realtors.
Wow, really that little, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, Mark, what makes the difference between? I'm just curious. I'm jumping in here, but the difference between a realtor and a licensee, or a salesperson, or a non-realtor, I should say.
So, like I said, the licensees were basically who has a license to sell real estate in whatever the state you're in. And realtor are actually, we are dues paying members. And how that works is a lot of times a lot of the offices, by office basis, they are becoming a member. So once you join that office, then you become a realtor, and you pay your dues and you become part of the realtor family. Big family.
Big family.
Yeah.
Held a higher standard, code of ethics, guidelines that we work within. So I love it.
Yeah, I think the code of ethics is one thing that you want to remember. Is code of ethics has been around for over 100 years. It was before any licensing law was there in the entire country. The realtor it been abide by code of ethics for almost 100 since 1913. So we're getting close to 110 years.
Wow.
Yeah. Ashley, you have the next question?
Yeah. So how does the Realtor Association benefit the real estate industry?
Okay, number one, if you really think about it, is there a National Association of Homeowners? No, it's not. So in a sense, the consumer enjoys it by us as a Realtors Association give the protection and keep the homeowners' rights. And also as a Realtors Association, we are trade association and we're business association. So we help our member prosper. So that's what being good part about being a Realtors Association. Sure, you could stand outside and look what we do and might get benefit out of it, but we as an industry, I think we keep our industry, try to keep it to higher standard and, be a professional and recognized as a professional rather than just a salesperson.
Okay.
With the next question, it's gonna allow you to kind of expand on that just a little bit, Mark, because one of the things is in Washington, we really do have a choice. Not every state, if you're a part of the MLS, do you have a choice of whether to be a realtor member or not. Right. But we definitely have a choice of whether to, not only from the agent level, but from a brokerage level to do that. But when you make that decision to become a realtor, sometimes I know when I went into it, I didn't actually think about what I was getting into as a realtor. I just knew that part of my brokerage affiliation was there. But as have been a member, there are huge benefits. So what are some of the benefits to an agent, to a broker, when they actually do come aboard as a realtor member?
Sure. I think that one of the things that you look at is, of course, as a member, like any other membership association, we do have many different benefits that's offered, from money benefits to, good example would be like the discounts on Federal Express or Kinko's Federal Express to anything from the buying a car to, there's whole kinds of things. But other than that, I think one of the things that we as a realtor does is the advocacy work that we do for ourselves and our clients as well. And a big good example is number one, in this COVID-19 situation, all of us are in, wherever you might be listening, throughout the world. And number one, as a Realtors Association in the United States, from the federal level, we became deemed an essential worker from day one, so that we're able to do what we do and we try to help. And also state of Washington, we were not initially was not an essential worker, but day number 2, we became deemed an essential worker, so that we're able to show houses and things like that during our COVID-19. And also one thing that I remember is a little bit on the different side of it is this is the first time we, as in most of us, are independent contractor. And we as an independent contractor also was able to be part of the unemployment insurance for first time in the history of our United States. That independent contractor was able to get unemployment insurance if you choose to. But that's all work of the Realtors Association. Again, a lot of the things that we do with the state and so forth, consumer has a lot of advantage of it because of the work the Realtors Association does to protect their rights to home ownership and also including the rentals. And also, remember, most of the country, the appraiser is a part of our association as well, to make sure that we have a vibrant real estate, industry, that so that basically the consumer are able to use it as a partially, maybe it's an investment, and also it's American dream of home ownership for different reasons. Of course, the shelter, as you know, with the COVID-19, shelter became one of the most important, and talk about things in general. So I think we do a great job of both as a member and also to the consumer as well.
Absolutely. That's good. There's also, I know this isn't really a question that we're asking, but as you say that, realtors are actually lobbying. There's the political action committees. There is a lot that goes into the laws of home ownership that the realtors are driving as well. So, there's a lot of things that realtors do behind the scenes. And one of my favorite things about the Realtor Association is actually Annie as well, having the legal hotline and the resources for questions that we get to tap into whenever we have a scenario or an issue that we just want a little bit more information about, and that comes all inclusive of being a realtor member.
Yeah, as for me is, I always say it, for at least for the realtor members who's wondering, why am I paying this due? Because you're paying due because whether you knew or not, you joined office that was a realtor office. But one of the things that you do is, I always say is, if you're paying for the membership, you gotta use it. And Annie Fitzsimmons for Washington Realtors, she's our legal hotline attorney. And to me, it's like the realtor membership is like a gym membership. Can you get fit by just having an LA Fitness membership? Sorry, I'm using the brand name. Actually, you can't. You got to actually use it in order to get fit. So to me, it's the same thing with realtor membership. So you should use it. If you use it, there's a plenty that you're going to get, tenfold of what you're paying into each year as well. And, again, during the COVID-19, remember, we used to get an email every day in the beginning of what was going on because we're a member of Realtors Association. So those are things, you probably were at least able to do one or two transactions during the COVID because you're a realtor member, because of the work the realtor has done. So that's, if you look at it, whatever the median price times whatever the commission you get, think about that. That's a whole lot more than what you're paying into the Realtors Association.
Yeah, I know. Right when COVID hit, they were coming out with a lot of classes that they were doing for free for the realtor members. They have the tech support. Just a lot of benefits as far as becoming a realtor member. So,
but you got to use it. To me, is you got to use it. If you're paying for it, you got to use it. That's how I got involved in the Realtor Association. Is I went to MLS, and back in the days when we started, we wrote checks. There was no debit card, I don't think. But anyway, we went. Your broker told me that you got to go over there and write a check. Okay, I was a member of dates me. Olympic MLS. And so I looked at there, and they told me to go to the Realtors Association, pay this. And I began to wonder, why am I paying this? Whatever, back in the days, like $500 and change or whatever. So why am I paying this $500? So that's how I got kind of involved in the Realtor Association, because I just wanted to know what I was paying into. So everybody should at least know why you're paying into it. You should look into it. And so after that, I kind of drink the Kool-Aid, and it just kind of kept going on the realtors and keep volunteering. And after about 15 years of volunteering, I'm trying to slow down, but as much as I can. But I love teaching classes, so that's one of the things that I continue to do, is teach classes for a lot of the NAR designation. Also, code of ethics, and some of you have taken from me, that's one of my things I love to do. Last year I did 52, and I'm averaging about 2 code of ethics class each week on the Zoom. So actually, I'm teaching more on the Zoom now because I don't have to travel, and I'm teaching more nationwide on a lot of the classes rather than, because it's a whole lot cheaper for a lot of them than try to, fly me down and, all those things. So
we're going to tap into you on that too, on that Zoom thing,
okay.
Mr. Mark. Okay.
Yeah.
And Ashley, you got a question there?
Just piggybacking off of what Mark was just saying about you got to use it. It took me a long time to realize that there's actually a National Association of Realtors website that offers all the discounts. So if you're a realtor, you need to go on that website and you can see everything there that we have. And I was blown away. My daughter, sorry. When when I saw how much they do give to us as far as discounts and all of that. So I just wanted to add that. But as far as the question, can you be a part of the Realtor Association if you aren't an agent?
If you're in the industry, yes, you can join a local association. Mostly, a lot of the counties have their own local association. Go to the local association, and as an affiliate in the industry, yeah, you could become an affiliate member, and you're able to enjoy most of the membership benefit that the NAR offers as well. So, yeah, you can. And remember, and it's a office base. It's not an individual base. So if you're part of the non-realtor office and you want to become a realtor, you have to go to the realtor office. Why we do that is we can't have let's say a 1/3 of office being realtor and other 2/3 not, because we have our code of ethics. We can't have a half of the office abiding by code of ethics, half not. So that's one of the reasons why, even though it's an individual membership that you pay individually, but you have to be a office based so that everybody's whole entire office abiding by the code of ethics.
Okay, so just to clarify, so if you are an agent and you're with an office that is not subscribed to the Realtor Association, then you as that individual agent wanting to tap into those resources cannot do so unless your entire office is subscribed to the Realtor Association. Right. Okay.
So I think it's worth moving if you're whoever is listening out there who's not a realtor, just the benefit that you're going to get. And I know whatever the brand might be or whatever, to me is a realtor, and I take a pride in it. And that was part of the question, right? How many realtor members was there? I'm sure Jorgen's going to answer it, and he's doing his commercial. I think a couple of you are there. So, but to me it's a big family. We might have different brothers and sisters within the different brand names. Different colors, blue to green to red, blue and white, or whatever it might be that you like. But it's part of the big realtor family, and it is a big family. So definitely is.
Yeah. Mark, there's one thing in there. You mentioned that with COVID, realtors took an active role in helping to bring about some things that made it easier, better, be essential within real estate. One of the things that's pretty heavy out there right now is politics. And one of the things that I've really, truly appreciated, this is not the case for all bodies that represent a group of people. Mm-hmm. Realtors have stayed very actively nonpartisan, and they really look at every issue specific. Can you talk a little more about that? Because oftentimes when we think about those, we think about their political bodies, but that isn't really the realtors.
So, one of the things that in the public, a lot of people feel that realtors are Republicans, which is not true. All of us are, look at Washington State, where all of us are, within whatever that we believe in. What realtor try to concentrate is, we call it, and nationally, we establish a system or, kind of group within us, we call Realtor Party. What is a Realtor Party? Meaning is that it's one thing that we're concerned is about what affects our industry. That's in the local level, state level, national level, and we stick to that. We're not concerned, I shouldn't say concerned, we as an individual, we could still vote for whoever we want. We do not practice union-like practice where that we're recommending you, we're forcing you to vote certain way. We don't do that. We do make a recommendation as an association for every election, except for the presidential election, and that we make a recommendation who are realtor champions, so to speak, who has been with us to support and help us to become a better and to protect our business as a business owners, and also to the public as a homeowners as well. And sometimes we don't win our ways, but you know what? That's part of the politics, right? We can't win everything. Especially, I think it's important as we concentrate, again, I hate to bring in COVID-19, of course, however you want to call it, the current movement that we have with the Black Lives Matters or whatever you want to call it, whatever you believe might be, one thing for sure, the Realtors Association is we're part of it. And one thing that we're good at is we're going to stick to good at it, which is a fair housing and make sure that everybody has an equal treatment, that we do treat all the parties equally and protect the homeowners' rights for any color, any race, or anything. That's where the important is. That's why as a realtor association, we don't weigh into the more political or let's say a social
Partisan.
justice.
Yeah.
You know, we as an individual do what we want as a person, what we believe in. But as a realtors association, we want to stick to give the right message on. Of course, there shouldn't be any implicit bias or anything that control how we act towards our clients and the consumer. But that's the part that we're important. So I truly honored to be part of the realtors, and I think we've been doing a great job. Involving in politics because, unfortunately, if the politics affects your business, politics should be part of your business. So,
yeah, I've really appreciated though that it's not been party or policy or partisan. It's been very issue driven when I've seen the realtor engagements and things.
Yeah, I mean that's one thing that we should. I mean, if the public has a misconception that we need to do our job, says, hey, we are worried about what we're good at.
Yeah.
We're not. As a group, and we're a trade association, we're about housing. So that's where we're going to stick it. And we're not going to go get into, abortions to death row, all those things. That's not your individual belief. And I respect everybody's belief. But what we do as an association is what is good at, and we're going to stick to that. And that's why I appreciate our association not getting. Sometimes all of us have our own opinion, and we're a lot of us are at type A, so we want to push our issues, but. We try to say, as an association, says, hold on, you do whatever you want for yourself. But as an association, we're going to stick to this main road of housing. So I do appreciate Realtors Association sticking to it and not gearing away from with other things.
Yeah. Davina?
So just, and thank you so much, Mark, again, for your time and enlightenment. So for consumers and real estate agents as a whole, a lot of information has been brought to the table here, but there's a lot more to dive into. So if a consumer is saying, gosh, I just want to know more about, what a realtor is, or working with a realtor, how that can benefit me, or maybe there's an agent that may be part of the Realtor Association already and doesn't know what their access is, or maybe they're not and they want to know. What advice can you give both of them on where to go and how to get more information?
And as a consumer, my thought is, first of all, you should ask your licensee whether they're a realtor or not. And truly, I think there's a difference between realtor and being not realtor licensee. And I treat it not just because we pay our dues, but I think we have, we have a lot more knowledge because our association offers quite a lot of knowledge that you could build on as a practitioner or real estate agent or realtor, however you want to call it, whoever you might be. And I truly believe that as a consumer should gain from that with the different knowledge that we have and involvement that we have in politics and so forth. That's going to try to help you as well. As a realtor member, ask the question. Wherever your office might be, and your best place to go is your local association, your member of wherever you're paying your money to, which is usually a local association, ask them, talk to the president or the officers or the staff, and wherever that place might be, or I'm always glad to answer any questions about Realtors Association as well. So, contact, Davina, and Jorgen, and whoever it is, and Steve and whoever, and just contact them, or actually then ask them if they don't know, that they know where to find the answer for you guys. So that's what you want to do is just do that, and find out. Like I said, at the end of the day, use your membership. You're paying for it. Don't just let it go. Yeah, you could just say, yeah, sure, it's just part of my expense for whatever the money you're paying for, wherever the association you're paying, but there's a whole lot more than that you gain from it. Davina, you touched about, legal hotline where you could basically call or, send emails to get legal advices for free. Not free. I never say it's free. Sorry about that. You're paying for it. Okay, so you should use it. Or the best thing is you talk about, I think Steve even talked about it, asked you to take hotlines. You could call and actually talk to a live person. They could come and fix it. I just had I used a tech helpline twice during this COVID-19, because you're on more computer a lot more, and they helped me and they helped my wife. If you're a member of it, your family could be helped as well. As long as you have a membership number, they're going to help you. They can remotely come into the computer and fix stuff. So that's part of your dues. I mean, if you use it once of those and once a legal hotline, that most likely pay for your dues.
Yeah.
So, really think about it. It's pretty cost effective. If you're buying a new car right now, if you go to some of the a lot of the GMs and Chrysler and so forth, you ask the realtor member, you're going to get additional $500 off from whatever the deal you negotiated with them. That's including Jeep and Alfa Romeos and the Fiats. And plus that, if you don't get it as from the leadership, you're going to get as a realtor member, you're going to get a lifetime oil change as well. So there you go. Use that and.
Hey,
I don't even know about the lifetime. Oh, okay. It's right on.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if next time you're buying a car, look it up and see what kind of models are available for a realtor to purchase. And if you need help, let me know. And I have a great person in the Jeep dealership. He's one of my clients. He has saved so much money for fellow realtors because they didn't know. So he says, so when they're going through their financial at the end, sit in the small room, the person who tried to sell you all those extra stuff. He's the one says, you know what, I'm going to sell you extra stuff, but if you're a realtor member, you're able to save $500. So a lot of people, have saved $500. So there you go.
Now you know.
Nice. All right, this is good.
Yeah.
Are we ready for our trivia answer yet, or what was the trivia question again?
Well, here and Mark, while I do this, let's see. It is, according to the National Association of Realtors 2020 member profile, how many realtor members are there as of June 2020?
I could be wrong. I didn't see the last stats, but as far as I can remember, I've been using 1.4. For me, I've been using 1.4 million, as I remember.
Pat guessed B, which is 1.36, 1.23 is A, 1.4 is C, 1.52 is D. So, Mark, I'm always curious because you've done a lot of learning. You stay very educated about what's going on, and typically, when you are feeding yourself in one area, you tend to feed yourself in many different areas.
Oh, yeah.
Most people don't have just a single focus. You've got a lot of books behind you. I'm curious, what's a good book off of your shelf? Because I always like to feed myself good things.
And right now, to go with where we are. I'm going to tell you this is book. It's probably on the Color of Law. This is talking about systemic racism that we had in our country. It's with the here you could see it. Richard Rothstein, Color of Law. This is, I think, it's a read for everybody because this is about how it's a very untimely item where you talk about these systemic racism that happened in housing industry throughout our history. And actually, this is if you are a member of Thurston County Realtors, this is part of the book club that we're doing, and we'll be discussing this in September. So get your copy. And if you want to support local, it's in the local. So if you're local, you go to the Oka bookstore in downtown Olympia, or you go to their website and you can get discounts. So if you want to know more, go to the Thurston County Realtors site, and this is one of the things that we're going to be discussing. This is it's not an easy read, but it's not a hard read either. So I think I recommend it because I think we need to understand what has happened in the past in order for us to get better, especially in this time where a lot of the social justice and a lot of movements happening on the daily, nightly basis and affecting all of us and So I think this is a book that I would recommend you to read for this time around. And there are a whole lot of other books but I think understanding diversity is a very key part. And understanding our, Richard Rothstein.
Nice.
So this is that book I recommend right now.
Nice. And there's actually I hate to say I didn't realize that there was a book club going on with TCRA.
Yeah, we just started the first our book club, and that's done by our education committee and also a diversity committee that we have for our local here, Olympia Thurston County Realtors. But this book is highly recommended. And they have a video version as well. You can see, just type in the Color of Law, and you'll be able to see that as well. I mean, if you're not a reader, or you could do audiobooks or whatever that might be. But I highly recommend at least look at it and get a understand, what went on.
Yeah, perspective.
Yeah, makes us better. Learn from history.
Yep.
Cool. Well, anything else from Mark? I mean, Mark, you've been very generous with your time.
Oh, you're welcome. I think all of us in this time of the day, so whatever the market we're in. So one thing that I realize is I don't know what the normal market is anymore. So that's one thing that I realized, that is normal market is whatever the market you're in right now. That's how I decided that it's a normal market. Because after doing 20 years, it doesn't help my buyer or the seller to say, this was how it was when I started in 2010 or 2000. That's not going to help your buyer or the seller. What's the market is? Normal market is whatever the market you're in is normal market. So our COVID-19 / whatever, however you call it, 2020, this is our normal market. And, as a buyers and sellers, real estate is still hot, so to speak. Thurston County has never hit. If you look at Thurston County, we're one of the hottest actually county in the state, or if it's not a nation. Our inventory level is less than 1 month. That's crazy. We have like 230 residential listing of entire county. That's it. From 5 million to, whatever it is. That's all we have. So, find a good realtor, not just a real estate agent or licensing. Find a good realtor and work with them, and they're going to help you with all the things that they know. And because we are professional in real estate industry and we want to remain professional, so we'll keep at it. And hopefully everybody, as a realtor, you have a great year. And a lot of us are having one of the best years for whatever reason. And, as a consumer, interest rates are low right now. So, if you really think about it, I don't think we've ever been this low. So find a realtor and find whether investment or, new home or bigger home, since you don't want to stuck with 5 kids in a, 2-bedroom apartment or whatever. Find somewhere better. So that's my message, and keep at it.
It's a great message, Mark, and great advice. Shoot.
Yeah. Well, you know what, Davey and Mark, again, really appreciate you coming aboard. And if it's if you want to stick around, do you want to find out the answer before we
Sure.
before we let you
Yeah.
go?
So if I have to revise my answers, that I could.
Okay, perfect. Because we'll do the whole saying goodbye to Regis. We'll do is who wants to be a final answer. So,
all right.
The question was, according to the National Association of Realtors 2020 member profile, how many realtor members are there as of June 2020? It was A, 1.23 million, B, 1.36 million, C, 1.4 million, or D, 1.52 million. And so, Mark, you locked in at 1.4 million. Okay. Anybody else going to stick their neck out? Pat did B, 1.36 million.
You know what? I'm going to go for 1.4 also, not because Mark said it, and I know that I'll believe anything Mark says, but because...
No, don't do that. That's not good.
But because, Jurgen, your psychology that you used, 1.3, 1.23, 1.36, the only thing that's different is the 1.40. It's more of an even round number. So I'm going for that one because I think you made up the other ones.
I'm going
D.
I'm going
What's
D.
That? You're going D?
I'm going D. I think Mark said he's been quoting the 1.4 million here for a little while, and I think there's a little bit of a surge because of the hot market of people wanting to come into real estate. So that number has actually been pushed up. So I'm going to go D.
Ashley, you want to gander a guess?
I will default to A just because nobody else
is going low.
Maybe a ton of realtors had dropped off. I don't know. We'll see.
What? So I told you. Now, David, only one answer did I use for any psychological purposes. But each one actually has a thing. So I'll read this from the 2020 member profile. Real estate has a constant churn as many seek to enter the industry annually, but many jump out realizing this was not the career path for them. Like, this is not the path for everybody, and it doesn't have to be. People can try things and they can get out. It's okay. In 2019, the rise in new members, Steve, this is what you were thinking about. The rise in new members, the National Association of Realtors witnessed in the last several years has largely leveled. So while membership grew to from 1.23 million in 2016 to 1.36 million in 2018, as of June 2020, membership has remained steady at 1.4 million. So Steve, you're the only one that fell for my ruse. And then, because I didn't want to put 1.4 at the actual top, but there has been a steady stream of people coming in, but on an annual basis, we have a little bit of a churn because it really isn't right for everybody, and it shouldn't be.
No. And remember, that's 235, 1 out of 235 people in the country is a realtor. That's a scary number.
That's still a
lot of competition. That's compared to population. So just take the kids out there. So 1 out of, I don't know, 150, 100 adult in the U.S. is a realtor, and realtor membership is, nationwide wise, it's only about a little bit over 70%. So that's a scary number. How many people are in the real estate industry?
You said, take the kids out, and I've been waiting to kick them out for a long time.
Yeah. I don't have kids, so I started right. So I don't know, right or wrong. I have no idea. So.
All righty. So, Steve, I know we're going to have some updates, but Mark, really wanted to thank you for coming aboard.
Thank you very much for having me, and have a great week. And I guess in Washington, or keep it cool, I guess.
Yeah. Thank you, Mark.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you very much, guys.
If I had a gold star for your answer, I would give it to you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
All right.
All right, you guys. So,
What did that say?
I'm not Donna. Oh,
low. Oh. Not sure, but I think we got some updates. All right, you guys.
An endearing message.
So we do have some news and updates coming up for the week. So a lot for our John L. Scott family here. So we actually have in about an hour, we have a class coming up for concierge services. So if you're looking to becoming a concierge agent, you want to tune into that. Wednesday, we have our business meeting at 9 a.m. as usual. We also have this Friday coming up, Facebook Fridays, and I'm not sure who our guest is, but normally we have someone coming in into the Facebook page. They give a lot of great information. It's at 11 o'clock on Fridays, so tune into that. We'll be broadcasting that out, but I'm sure they'll have a great speaker coming in to talk about how to increase your real estate business. So tune into that. Also, we have Forums Friday at 9 a.m. on Friday. So tune into that as well. Did I forget anything else? Was that?
I think that got us to a big extent.
Yeah.
Okay.
Always, if you ever want to know what's going on, we always keep our calendar updated at any of our pages, dupont.johnlscott.com, laceyoffice.johnlscott.com, or at olympia.johnlscott.com, or olympialaceyhomes.com, laceyolympiahomes.com, or dupontjblm.com, and look at the calendars and events, and you can see what's going on. Or check out our events on Facebook. Or just give us a call. Shoot us a text. But yes, we'll always keep you informed.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And we love to be here sharing information with you guys. Next week, we will have another guest on as well. And so stay tuned, because we are going to be excitingly offering you more information for you, our real estate agent community and our consumer community. So all you viewers, make sure you tune in for next week. And then also, you forgot our market update. So Friday, Jurgen and I will be doing a market update. So keeping you informed on what the market is doing, so that you can just walk in knowing, where you are and where you stand, county by county.
Well, right now, it's hugely important to understand, just from whether that's within the industry or just the consumer perspective, because even though many things are continuing on a trend line, the information itself varies just a little bit, and understanding what's going on in a current moment in this market is hugely important, because that can mean the difference between selling your home for top dollar or whatever is the best value for you, or as a buyer being the most competitive you can be. So when you do compete, that you have a better opportunity of winning that home.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Did you guys learn, it's always interesting when we talk to Mark. I think we always pick something new up. Did anything stand out to you that really, as Mark was talking, that was a big takeaway for you guys?
Lifetime oil change.
For me, it was just kind of a reminder, a reinforcement of, being part of realtors and everything that they do on the back end for lobbying for our industry. I remember a couple of years ago where they lobbied in regards to the employment tax, taxes, and
B&O.
B&O, yes. So just everything that they do. I mean, it's something that we sometimes don't see or notice.
Yep, there's the REIT, the real estate excise tax. I mean, there's a lot. I think, honestly, I was kidding when I said, lifetime oil changes, but I think the word is value. And when you're spending money, I think we should be investing money. And I really believe that the real estate, the Realtor Association and membership is an investment. And you truly, if you use it, you will see an ROI. You will see a return on your investment. And there's definite value there. So that really was the word that spoke out today, was value.
Yeah. For me, one thing that it wasn't touched on explicitly, but it was inside of there. And one of the things I do really like about the Realtor Association is no matter who you are or what your level is within the membership, you have the chance to get involved and make an impact. And one of the things is, even though it is the National Association of Realtors, there are your voice from a local level. You have a local presence that is very focused on local issues and concerns. You have a state level, you have a national level, and you are able to move up, down within that whole thing. And the voice that you have here has an opportunity to influence nationally in a conversation, which is, I think, really unique to what we do.
Mm-hmm. That's good. So good stuff today, you guys.
Yeah.
So,
lots of good stuff.
Yes. So I guess it's about time for us to say goodbye. We've had a long one. We've been rolling today, haven't we?
Yeah.
Yep. Who wants to take us
got
home?
A lot of info.
Who's taking us home today? Ashley, I see.
I do it. Well, thank you so much for joining us on this beautiful Monday morning. We will definitely see you next Monday, but also make sure you tune in Friday for the market update. So thank you and have a great week. We'll see ya. We're going to do Be Bold on 3. So
Absolutely.
1, 2, 3. Be bold.
Bye, you guys.
Bye.
Bye, guys.